Hey everybody, Train Guy 1969 here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this Intermountain Fp9. This particular unit is a DCC with sound and comes in the Canadian National livery. These locomotives were built back in the 1950s, and with the P designation it put it as a passenger train. So this particular locomotive has a fair amount of detail. If you can take a look, it's got independently applied grab irons. It has the number boards included. The interior is fairly well detailed, just like all of the Intermountain locomotives. The independently applied grab irons on the sides of the locomotive. Even some fairly decent detail on the top. Again, perhaps not as detailed as a Rapido locomotive, but I think when you look at the price point, these ones are much more affordable. Wonderful locomotives with some good pulling power. And the sound system in them is quite well done. It's got, of course, the bells and the horn and the coupler and uncoupling sounds. Pretty much the basics that most people would use when running their railroad. This particular model is going to be lashed up to a series of passenger coaches that I purchased. Back in the 1950s, Canadian National started up the Super Continental passenger train. That particular train plied the rails across Canada, and so I've purchased a number of cars from Rivarossi. They're nicely detailed. They look great when linked up to this particular locomotive. I'll also be attaching a dummy Fp9B unit, and we'll get that running around the track shortly. And we'll get you to take a look at how well this beautiful locomotive runs and how well it can pull that consist. So we'll be right back with it on the track. And here we are back at the station. We have our Fp9 unit attached to an FB unit. These two units would have worked in tandem to help pull the passenger train. Now this particular B unit is a dummy locomotive. I do have this lashed up to a number of passenger coaches which represent CN's Super Continental transcontinental train, which used to ply the rails across Canada back in the 1950s through to about the 1970s, when a lot of the equipment was sold off to the then newly formed Via Rail, which became Canada's passenger service provider. But we're going to get this one up and running, and we'll pull her around the track and show you the consist. Here we go. A lot of these cars are Rivarossi, with the exception of the Super Dome, which is actually a Bachmann product. Nice little consist. These Rivarossi coaches are actually quite nice. They're fairly well detailed, and they do have interiors already in them. And the neat thing is with this last one here, it's actually got the lit up CN rail sign. We'll get her up a little faster. It's a beautiful job pulling this consist. A great addition to my collection. I did shoot another video of the Super Continental, but at that time I think I was using a couple of Bachmann, or a Bachmann and Lifelike. I also didn't have as many coaches. I've added 4 more coaches. The one thing you will notice is the sky view coach there. CN didn't actually have any of those, but Rivarossi decided to put them into the set. So this isn't exactly prototypical, but I think it's a beautiful consist all the same. And we'll bring her back around one more time. Bring it back into the station. And there we have it. So this again is an Intermountain Fp9, beautiful locomotive. And the dummy, I believe this is an Athearn. It's one that I actually painted myself. And then we have all the various coaches, baggage, combo baggage. You've got your passenger coaches, your sleepers, the dome cars. Beautiful consist. Love it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll get her going once more around the track. Again, if you like what you see, please do subscribe. Take care.